Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tim and today I'm continuing my playthrough of Normandy 44. We're up to turn number 14, which is the first of 3 consecutive storm turns because we're using the historical storm variant. Alright, on this date, which was June 19th, Montebourg and Valognes were cleared, and the Great Marianas Turkey Shoot occurs in the Pacific. So let's see, Montebourg and Valognes. Here's Valognes. We've already taken that. Actually, I think it was, yeah, it's that one there. Montebourg, I wonder where that might be. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So I guess we've already done that quite a while ago. I guess historically maybe they focused more on pushing across here, cutting the peninsula, and then started working their way up this way, clearing these towns and cities out. All right, so put this back so we don't get mixed up on which turn we're on. All right, excuse me. So we'll start with the determine the weather, which we don't need to do. It's automatically going to be Storm 1. Set that there. That means I guess on the plus side, they're not, the Germans aren't allowed, plus side for the Allies anyway, the Germans aren't allowed to construct any new improved positions. Let's see, they get 3 supply points. So I think we'll just even them out here. Give them 1, give them 2. No infantry replacements. They get 1 armor replacement with this little footnote. If used immediately, may replace a Panther or Tiger battalion step. Let's see. I don't know if they've lost any Panther or Tiger steps. No, they had a, yeah, their Tiger tank is right there. It's still full strength. Let's see, I believe the Panthers are the ones with 4 armor rating, if I remember correctly. If we can find any of those. Let's look on the reinforcement chart, actually. Maybe we can find some and then know what to look for. There's one with a 4. That would have come in on turn 2. Oh, and here's one that came in recently. Let me just double check on that, make sure exactly what constitutes a Panther unit. Yes, I was remembering correctly. So those units with an armor rating of 4, silhouetted units with an armor rating of 4 are the Panther units. So there should be an SS one somewhere that would have come in over here during turn 2. So I'm guessing they're still in this area somewhere. Set this down. Oops. Check, make sure it's not in the eliminated pile. Ah, it is. That unit was eliminated a while ago at some point. So we could theoretically bring this back on its flip side. for our one armor replacement. And we've got this one here. That's the one that we saw that came in on turn 13. Don't know if they started with any. Let me double check the setup card for the scenario. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing any Panther units that would have started the scenario on the map. So it looks like there's only those two that have come in so far. There's another one that comes in on turn 21. Yeah, it looks like that's it, just those three. Oh, here's one that would have come in on turn 5. Where he's gotten to. Would have come in on the yellow down here. Hopefully I didn't, I don't know if they've gotten any. They may have gotten some armor replacements in the past, but that's something to keep in mind. If they get this armor replacement on Overcast 2 results, that's not allowed to be spent on Panthers or Tigers. Let's see. Let's keep looking here. It's not. Both airborne. Oops. This is it. No, it's a 3. Got sent up this direction. Seeing it. I may have diverted it over here when we were so concerned about them getting up into here. Or maybe it's been eliminated as well. That could very well be. Yeah, in fact, there it is right there. So we could potentially bring this one back as well. This one hasn't taken one, and the other, the Tiger tank unit hasn't taken one. So if we do that, they have to come back. Just double check the restrictions on that. Friendly controlled city, town, or with a friendly HQ of the same nationality. It has to be in a hex that's in supply, not in an EZOC, even if there's a friendly unit there. Within 5 hexes of another unit from its division. This one's with Panzer Lair. I know they've got some. We saw some over here, right? Somewhere. Yep, there's some Lair. The other one's with 12th SS. This is 17th SS. I'm just thinking it might not be a bad idea to do that to try to help plug this area up. Because we couldn't put them there because it'd be in an EZOC. We could theoretically put them here or here, or even here. Any of those towns around there. And then, what are their... Yeah, they'll get a replacement marker, which means they'll only be able to move 1 hex maximum. If we did bring them in here, the best we'd be able to get them to is there. Not sure how helpful that will be. The other option is to try to help block things up over here. Unfortunately, the spot that would be probably most useful is in an EZOC. So again, if we bring them in here or here or here, they'd only be able to move 1 hex. I guess here they could theoretically take someone's place in one of these 2 stacks at least. I think we were talking about probably moving these guys to there. And then bringing them down to try to hold off for a little bit, at least to delay them a little. Actually, I guess they could come in here. Oh, there's that restriction of being within 5 hexes of a unit, though. So, let's see where the other 12th SS units are. There is one here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unfortunately, that's 1 hex too far. Unless any of these are Panzer Lair. They are not. Okay. Otherwise, as far as an armor replacement, we could bring this guy back out of the cadre pile. It's probably going to be the best use of that. Flipping that gives it 2 more strength. I guess the key here, not that we're going to be doing much attack, but that unit can't attack. I don't know. I think maybe just having another counter on the map over in this area might be our best choice. So let's see if we got any Panzer Lair, or that's Cadre B. I guess that's another one that could potentially take a step back. Cadre B is a Panzer Lair unit, so there we go. So this unit is from Panzer Lair, so as long as it's within 5 hexes of that, which that would qualify for. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to bring him in there. Put a replacement marker on him. And then bring him in there. Put a replacement marker on him. And then bring him in there. Put a replacement marker on him. And then bring him in there. Put a replacement marker on him. And then bring him in there. Put a replacement marker on him. And then bring him in there. Put a replacement marker on him. And then bring him in there. Put a replacement marker on him. And then bring him in there. Put a replacement marker on him. And then bring him in there. Put a replacement marker on him. And then bring him in there. Put a replacement marker on him. And then bring him in there. Put a replacement marker on him. And then bring him in there. Put a replacement marker on him. And then bring him in there. Put a replacement marker on him. And then bring him in there. Put a replacement marker on him. And then bring him in there. Put a replacement marker on him. And then bring him in there. Put a replacement marker on him. And then bring him in there. Put a replacement marker on him. And then back to the eliminated pile. All right, so that's our German replacement taken care of. The Americans get 1 infantry, so it's going to go up to 3. No armor for the British. Ooh, we do get a Commonwealth infantry replacement. So that'll be good to take advantage of. And then no air naval and no supply points. So I guess we'll go through the motions of flipping these over, even though they're pretty much unusable at this point anyway. Okay. No supply points, that's going to hurt. So no reinforcements, no shifts of any kind. So this will be the Germans' best opportunity, I guess, to mount some sort of counteroffensive. All right, that's going to take us to ready all in supply headquarters and Werfer brigades. And speaking of those, I was just looking at it's right here actually, the weather effects for storm turns. Already mentioned no supply points, reinforcement points, air naval support. No improved positions may be commenced. The attacker may use a maximum of 1 artillery shift, including Werfers, in each attack. So there's no combining like German artillery with the Werfer brigade to get a couple of shifts in an attack. And it does allow Tiger and Panther replacements. So let's see if we had any. I think we did use our Werfers last time, right? Or maybe we didn't. I guess not. Were there any headquarters that moved more than 1 space? I was thinking there was, but it could be confusing with another turn as well. Oh yeah, there's this one here. I think that might have been it. Got there, and there. I think those are all of our German headquarters. For the U.S., we've got this one, and this one. And then for the Brits, here and here. All right, I think we're good there. That'll take us to the German player turn. We don't have any other replacements other than that one that we already just used immediately. So German movement. So first of all, I think we might have, did we have an improved position that we had started? I think they had tried to there and then they got pushed back. I don't think there was any others that were able to finish being constructed. All right, well, let's figure out how we're gonna try to stem the bleeding here. These guys, so we get our full movement allowance as well for our mechanized units, which will be nice for them. And then also for the terrain movement for roads, or for, primary roads, mechanized can move 3 hexes for 1 movement point. And the bicycle units get their, or is that only on overcast that they get their thing? Oh, sorry, the 3. Oh no, that's right. So yeah, The mechanized on primary roads is one point for 3 hexes, except for during clear and overcast. So storm is the only time they get that. I think for the bicycle movement, let's see, bicycles 9.9. Yeah, it's only during overcast. So not when it's clear and not when it's storming. So no extra movement for the bicycle units. All right, but these all have 5 movement points, I think. Well, it actually has 6. So it's going to be 1 to disengage from the EZOC, and then 1 more to move those 2 hexes along that road, and then they'll have to stop there. So I think we'll do that. We need to shift this over a little to help as we start getting stretched out over this way. Because we do have the con artillery, that anything within 3 hexes of con is okay. All right, this unit has now been released since he's within 2 hexes, so we can have him go to there. As sort of a speed bump at least. Unfortunately, they're going to be able to go that way and get up into there. Actually, they don't have a ZOC. They could actually go all the way to there. Yikes. These have not been released yet, so they got to stay put. I'm pretty sure those have to be released individually. Yeah, it's only the units in the Cherbourg perimeter that we're releasing. One of them releases all of them. These others are individually released, so he's still stuck where he's at. I wonder if we could get anything. Problem is he's on the other side of the river. I was wondering if we could swing something around this way maybe. Let's see what's coming in as reinforcements this turn. Just this one poor quality unit coming in at green. That's over here, unfortunately. Well, he will be able to at least help plug things up over here. So yeah, this is pretty much all we got to work with. Unless we can swing something around here. Problem is, all these are on the other side of this river, and to get across, they have to go to this hex, which that's in a ZOC, so they can't continue moving. Actually, these guys, though, could potentially get over there. They have 5 movement points. If we use strategic movement, that would increase to 10. And they can move 3 hexes along a primary road. So it would be 1, 2, 3, and a third. And now we're at 2. So 4 and a third, 5 and a third, 6 and a third. Actually, let's see, 4 and a third, 5 and a third. Let me start over. 1, 2, 3. This was 3 and a third. Okay, 3 and a third, 4 and a third, 5 and a third, 6 and a third, 7 and a third. Boom. They can get into there. I think we do that. So that's the only thing that can make it over there. All right, feel a little bit better about that now. Didn't really have to weaken things over here at all. This is still a weak spot here, obviously, so we'll have to try to eventually try to get some more. And we've got a couple of fairly strong units here. Two strong units there. Okay. Hopefully that'll hold for now. Well, we do have this one as well that could potentially move up. No, he'd have to stop when he got there. He could move to here, cut over. Let's see. That would be 1 1/3, 2 1/3, 3 1/3. Oh boy, 1/3 plus 1/2 is. That's 5 6. Basically, yeah, we'll just call it. All right, so 1 1/3, 2 1/3, 3 1/3. Let's call it 4, basically. 5 1/3, 6 1/3, 7 1/3. Get them to like here to at least be something that these guys could fall back onto if they had to retreat. We do have that hill there too. That'd be a nice defensive spot. I think we need to try to make a Zachbond here to keep them out. So yeah, let's do that as well. Let's move them to here. We need to get strategic movement markers for those. I just realized. Here they are. Okay, I don't know if a stack, if you can put these on a stack moving together, or if they each need one. Let me check that. Okay, so yeah, they do each need their own marker, and in fact, they're not allowed to end stacked with another unit, which I think I may have broken that rule in the past. When we were rushing some stuff up along here, I think I might have ended them stacked together. All right, so it looks like one will have to stop here. We'll have to do it like that. I think there might be some penalties for being attacked while with this strap move marker on you. We'll have to see what that is all about in a bit. All right, well, that at least gets some stuff up there to help plug that up. I think around here, I don't know that we necessarily need to adjust anything. They're on the other side of the river, so are they. These are not, but they're in woods at least. headquarters off a little at least. Put them on a hill in some woods. Here. All right, so here then is our next trouble spot. Move this guy to there just to get him a little bit closer. Come on. All right, this one, best we can do is here or here. I don't think we want to go there. It's getting surrounded. This should have come off at the end of last turn. So I think we just back up to here. Try to get them out of trouble. And then we got to try to get something here, maybe here or here. Unfortunately, he's on that road or next to that town, so we'll have to stop if we move into there. Could potentially throw this guy on a truck and move him 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. Oh, we've also got this guy down here coming in. He can get to there, right? So he's not mechanized, so he would be 1, 2.5. Yeah, so he can get to there. And this one, if we throw him on a truck, and go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, not the best, but at least they don't have a completely open hole to come through. I'll have to stop in one of those 2 hexes if they try to move through. Up here, I think we just hold fast along through here. I guess we should be looking at, let's see, I think we want to continue to move this guy up this way though, to try to get a little more coverage up into here. 5 still doesn't quite reach that hex, but I think we're okay-ish here. This one's don't like that guy being there by himself. I'm not sure what to do. If we move this off, then they're looking at only having 4 strength. Both in bocage. These guys can only use tactical movement, so they wouldn't be able to get there anyway, but this one has a bit more strength in it. Could potentially peel some off to try to help reinforce up that way. Oh boy. We got 7 in that hex plus the bocage for 10. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and they're in a town, so they've got pretty decent strength there. So we could peel somebody out of this stack, but again, we can only use tactical movement so they can get to there. They're in a town now, so they don't need, they'll probably fall back to Cherbourg, so they don't really need the anti-tank in there anymore. Maybe we swing it down this way. Or I guess it could move into this hex. Give them some anti-armor, and then we could shift someone out of here, maybe. No, not enough movement points. Only 2 movement points on all of these. Unless we pulled these guys into the woods, and then they could link up in there. That might be our best option. So otherwise this guy's going to get hammered. There's a little gap there, but yeah, then I think we give, so they're in wood, so they don't need anti-tank either. So we could pull one of these guys out, say I guess one of the -2s. Oh, but the problem is he has to spend 1 to disengage, so he can only get to there. So I guess we just leave them in there too. This guy's disrupted, but it's going to come off. We're not planning on attacking these guys, are we? No. Yeah, so technically he can't attack because he's disrupted, but I'm not going to bother pulling a marker out for him. Actually, one of these, I don't think we'll make that any weaker though. I was going to say one of them could theoretically swing out along the road maybe. No, because again, it's the extra one to disengage. The farthest they could get is here. So yeah, I'm kind of stuck there. All right. Any place we want to try an attack? Maybe here. You're in a town. We would have get kind of a mishmash here. Ooh, if we made this the math though, that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Against 3, 6, 11. Yeah, they're at like 15. So it'd be 1-to-1 to start with, no matter what. We could make it 2-to-1. We're looking at over a 50% chance that we lose a step as the attacker. I mean, realistically, what would we be accomplishing? Maybe getting rid of this SS Brigade or knocking down the airborne a step. I mean, this is really the only lone unit they've got, and he's 7 plus 3 is 10. So we still can't get an initial 2-to-1. We would have troop quality with these guys, but we're only at 6. So that's not in the cards. I don't really see any good spot to exploit with a counterattack. I've managed to cover things. The only other one might be here. But again, that's a 7, 10, 13. Be at 1-to-1. No possibility of a troop quality shift. We'd have to have a Panther or a Tiger here to get the tank shift. Yeah, I don't think that's feasible either. This is supposed to be on here, I think. Yeah, so I don't really see any good spots to attack, unfortunately. We just have to kind of hope we can hold our own, and with the lack of shifts on the Allies' side, hope they're not able to do much either. I think we'll call it good there for movement. So we can straighten all these up. These all stay on them. This moved. Okay. All right. Nothing real exciting there. And we've got so no combat. There's no reserve movement or reserve combat, recovery, and then supply. So recovery, we can take off all these disrupted markers. Hiding under here. Replacement marker. And the ones up here. Man, we retreated. The Germans retreated a lot last turn. Okay. Get those put back. Supply. Don't see any issues. These are all good. Good. This one's okay. Up along here, we're fine. Yep, no supply issues. Of course, we have this one out of supply strong point that's still just gonna hang out there the rest of the game, I think, unless the Allies decide to put something next to it. All right, so that's gonna take us to the Allied player turn. Starting with replacement phase. We do have 3 infantry replacements available. This is probably a good time to spend them since our attacks might be a little bit limited. I guess on the Commonwealth side, we've got this Canadian or Commonwealth infantry replacement that we can use. So I'm thinking, we want these guys to actually, whoops, push the attack here though. just noticed that's a hilltop. Were they? They weren't defending on that last time, I don't think. No, I think they had to retreat. Yeah, no, that was just where we advanced to. I think they, I don't remember. I think we actually eliminated them, now that I think about it. I think they were in here. So if we want to press the attack here, I don't think we want to give them a replacement. What do we got? 8. They're at 4. I think the mixed gives them 2. Which I think is unfortunately going to put them just out of 2-to-1 range. Yeah. So they're at 6 and we're at 9. We would have an armor shift though. No troop quality shift. Unless we manage to get something in there. Like these airborne guys. But then we've got this, which is 9, 11, 12. So they would be able to get a 2-to-1 on them from here. We may want them to hit these tigers or something. Now, in any event, I don't think we want to use it there. I think we might be attacking there. So I'm thinking we give it to these guys. Unless we want to just have this stack not attack this turn and build up, spend it building up for a better attack next turn. That would give them 10, 11. They'd still be 1 short, plus they'll be able to boost that up next time. So I guess the question is, do we plan to attack with these guys here this turn? And basically do a you could get some hits on that flak unit because they can't replace those. I mean, these guys will move into here and they'll definitely attack something. You find out what the effects of that strat move marker are. Yeah, that gives us a shift for defender using strategic movement. So we definitely want to try to hit one of them now. So that would just leave this as a straight 2-to-1 attack if we were to conduct it. We're going to have 3 of these storm turns in a row, so we're going to get 3 Commonwealth replacements. Yeah, maybe we do use one of these now. Problem is, once they're able to reinforce this, they are a 3-step unit, right? So they'll get a cadre if they do take another hit, which we could then build up next turn. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe we hit them now while they're weak, before they get a chance to reinforce this hex, and then maybe spend the next 2 turns just building their force back up in this area. So we will just give it to them. And then for the U.S., got a step there that they could take. Kind of want to, what was this at? 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're at 11, 13. These guys would push it to 17, just be 1 short. It's probably going to be our best place to attack, though. They're at 6, 7, 8, 9. We can definitely get, I say definitely 14. Yeah, that would, half of that would be 4, so we can get 18 on them. So it'd be 2 to 1 with an armor shift. So we'll definitely be doing that. Let's go ahead and mark that now so I don't forget. Where else can we take infantry replacements? Not there. Yeah, we haven't done any attacking over here for quite a while. This one maybe can take one. Yep. Maybe we do that now, so then we'll be able to come back stronger there next time. Canadian unit too. That's 1 U.S. infantry replacement spent. Got 2 more. Those are airborne, so they can't take it. Neither can they. Airborne. This one could. And let's do that. Let's get him back from cadre. Or no. Oh, that wasn't. I forgot. I put it on the wrong side. That's what happened. It should have gone on the airborne side. That's an airborne cadre, so they can't take it either. They didn't take any losses there, so yeah, might be about all we can do. Oops. Unless we want to give it to this guy down here. Yeah, I think we go ahead and do that. That way they'll be boosted up for potentially a better attack next turn. Okay. That's the second one spent. Alrighty. That'll take us to movement, I believe. Yep. Alright, so we're going to move these guys into here. Set up an attack there. guess we could move these guys up and put them in reserve to potentially follow that up somehow. Yeah, let's do that. Otherwise, we got all these British units here stacking up with nowhere to go. I'm thinking they're part of those guys. So maybe we move these guys into here. These guys into here. They can come like this. Then they got a Zachbahn there, so we can't go there. But we can get some of the stuff up into here. Push him up onto this hill. This one, where's the rest of his division at? Whoops. That's at the 51st. They should all three be out. Down here. Okay, this was on here. What do we got here? Yeah, they don't have room in there unless we pull this cadre out, which I guess we could do. This guy's unit is down here. If we could pull a switcheroo. 1, 2, 3. Not quite. 4, 5, 6. That's fine. guess we just pull this cadre unit out and put him in there. I don't think we need to do anything here. Hip here. Make sure we're on camera. This guy moves into here. And where are... Did we not bring any British units in last turn? I think we might have forgotten to do that. We brought the US units in. I don't think we brought any British in. Oh, that's right. That's because we spent theirs on replacement points, didn't we? Yeah, that's right. Never mind. Or on supply points, I mean. Okay, so I think we're okay there. We might want to move this guy further east just to help keep supporting this. 5, not that he can this turn, but we'll want to keep him within range of this stuff over here. All right, I think that's it for Allied movement. Is there anything up? Well, no, maybe up here we want to do some stuff. Well, we might as well get this guy inside the perimeter, right? These guys. This needs to go somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4. He could get into there. Which means we could shift this to here. Bring him into this hex. This one we want to go 2nd Infantry Division. They were down here, right? Yeah, so we want to get him down there with his buddies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Strategic movement. Okay. I don't really think we want to do any other shifting around here. Kind of focusing our effort up, pushing west up here. So I think here we just want to kind of hold things in place. I think that's going to do it for Allied movement. Get these all straightened up. See what kind of attacks we might want to conduct. Probably going to be a bit limited this time. We could put these guys in reserve just in case we get some kind of pushback up here. Probably, what is this, 2, 4, 6, 10. We have 14. No tank shift because they're in a town. No troop quality shift. This would just be a 1-to-1 attack. We'll see, maybe. All right, that's it for movement then. And we'll take a look at where, besides here, where else we want to attack. Okay, we know we're doing the one attack here. We also said we were going to do a couple over here. I think we want to hit the flak unit here, so we'll go there. Let's see, what is he at? He's at when silhouetted units by themselves don't get the DCBs for the terrain. Excuse me. So he's only a 3. We are at 6, 9, 12. Nice. So that's going to be a 4-to-1. For that. Find the 4 on this die. Oh, well, that's a problem. This die has 2 5s. This side's supposed to be a 4. I'll fix that later. Okay, so that's a 4-to-1. Actually, with the well, we won't factor it in yet, but we're going to get a shift for that strat move marker too, so it's actually going to be 5-to-1. Here we got 4 plus 2 is 6. Actually, I wonder if we could divert some of these over to here to bring this up to a 2-to-1 at least. Because I think we were just short of that. We got 4, 8, 9. We'd need 3 more. Let's see, the 3rd Canadian is going to be the main assault force. So anything we brought over would only be half, unfortunately. So looks like we won't be able to do that. But we do have a tank shift here. And troop quality shift as well. Because they're at -1, we're at 0. So when I say we had 4, 8, 9, it's at least 2-to-1, I guess, still. Or no, they're at 6, that's right. 9 to 6, so 1-to-1 initial odds, but then we're going to have the troop quality and armor shifts to make it 3-to-1. All right. And I think maybe we want to continue pushing up here. We probably want to hit this unit, even though he's in trees, which is giving him what, 3, I think. I think forest and bocage are the same. Yes. So he's a 7. Second armored will be the main assault force with 82nd Airborne attached. So these are all full strength. We're at 12, just short. So 12 to 7 is only 1 to 1. No armor shift because of the woods, but we will have a troop quality shift. So that'll end up being a 2 to 1 attack. And then do we want to try anything here? Got 2, 4, 6 plus the town makes them 10. We've got 12, 14. So it'd be 1 to 1 with no shifts, it looks like. So you do have a 0 in there. I wonder if we would have swapped. This one can't attack, so I was wondering if we could get a troop quality shift, but they're a cadre, so they wouldn't be able to help out there. This one's probably worse. Oh yeah, they got 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus 3 is 13. 1 to 1 attack. We would lose a step on anything but a 5 or a 6. And 1 or 2 is only losses to us. Well, let's go ahead and try it. Okay, I think that'll be it for our attacks. Let's go ahead and start over here in the Commonwealth sector. Let's do this one first. So initial odds are 1 to 1. We have a tank shift and we have a troop quality shift, so it's going to be a 3 to 1. 3 to 1, 3 is a DR. I think they'll just take that. They can. So they have a 4 strength unit here. That can stop 4 strength worth of units for a 1 hex retreat. Don't believe the strategic movement. Well, let me see. There was some stuff though about not being able to move on to a unit with a strategic movement marker. I wonder if that also includes retreat. That's what it says here. Yeah, it says no unit may voluntarily end their move stacked with a unit marked with a strategic movement marker. There is an exception for retreats. However, it's only if no other valid retreat path exists. So it looks like, and they can't do it here because they can't end in a ZOC. So it looks like they're going to have to go back to here. That means we can move in. potentially move all the way to there if we wanted to. That might be a little dangerous though. It kind of depends on what happens. I mean, we should push them back easily. If not, yeah. They can retreat into the strong points. I think that will allow them to stop 1 hex or stop a 2 hex retreat. I guess assuming we do push them back and they're able to move into there, we should be somewhat safe here. We at least have Zachbond there. They won't have a Zachbond to the sea there, but the only thing that does is leaves a pretty big gap here. I don't think they'd be done. Well, these guys can't even move that way because these are all, they're all mechanized, so they have to stay on the road anyway. I mean, they could come into here to try to like trap us, I guess. You know what? Let's go for it. We're going to push into here. They get a disrupted marker. All right, and then here we've got 4-to-1 initial odds. No tank shift, no troop quality shift, but we get a shift because they have a strat move marker on them. So that's going to make it 5-to-1. I was just double checking on that to verify that silhouetted units alone don't receive DCBs. I also found out units marked with a strat move marker also don't receive DCBs. So even if these weren't silhouetted units, they still wouldn't get the defensive combat bonus. All right, so let's see. So that was, what did we say it was? 5-to-1 total, right? Two, boo. Only a DR. Yeah, I don't think they want to risk using a step. I think they'll just retreat into that strong point. Just confirm that that's legal. One hex retreats. Yep, strong point or improved position. Don't know if the fact that they retreated and have a strategic movement marker makes any difference. Let's see. Strategic movement combat. Units attacked while marked with a strategic movement marker receive no DCBs. Provide the attacker with a shift to the right. Everything else is unaffected. Warfare brigades may still flip in the initial phase, but cannot provide shifts. Okay, they're removed in the following situations. In the next friendly movement phase, if it will not be using strategic movement, obviously. If it starts, it's the next friendly movement phase adjacent to an enemy, which means it can't use it. If the unit is attacked, the marker is removed after determining the final odds of the combat. Okay, so the fact that it was attacked, whether it retreated or not, means that that comes off. And anything else? if due to retreat, the unit finds itself stacked with other units. Well, I mean, that seems redundant since it would have been removed because it was attacked. Oh, I guess that's for when another unit retreats onto it. Yeah, that's what that's talking about. Okay. Yeah, so then we'll just advance into this hex then. I'm thinking now maybe some of these extra units that we sent down here we should have sent over this way. Because we're going to have to start getting spread out a little thin over here, it looks like. We might start running into some supply issues. In fact, I think this guy might be OOS. Because he's going to have to trace through 2 Ezocs. All right. What else? Probably too late to back that out since we already saw what happened here. All right, let's continue on then. We've got a few more attacks over here in the U.S. sector. This one is going to be 4, 5, 6 plus 3 is 9. I think we were just... Oh, no, we may be okay. Yeah, that's right. Because these will be the main assault force. So they're full strength at 14. This joins in at half strength, which is another 4. So we're at 18. So 2-to-1 initial odds. And then we get an armor shift, but no troop quality shift. So it's going to be 3-to-1. Oh, man. Saw a big number there for a second. A1DR. Ouch. Well, since we got a tank shift, it has to come on this unit. And then for the DR, they could try a determined defense. They get a +1 from this, plus they could get some artillery support for another +1. They're in the other column. I mean, we could get lucky, and if we roll at least a 5, they could get an AL result. Otherwise, their lead unit's going to be taking a hit, which will be these airborne guys. They'll lose 1 strength, though. I don't know. I think we kind of wanted to pull them back anyway. We were kind of limited on how far we could. I think we might be all right there. Actually, I'm wondering if the Germans should have collapsed this back a little more last turn. I think next turn they'll definitely need to. Yeah, so I think they'll just retreat to here. Become disrupted. Forgot to mark that other unit disrupted. Up here. This guy's disrupted. The strong point's not, though, so we'll put him underneath that. This guy is now released since he's got an enemy unit within 2 hexes. Alrighty. That didn't go so well. See if these do any better. So this one's I'm a little worried about, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so this one We've got 1-to-1, no tank shift, but we do have troop quality shift. So it's going to be a 2-to-1. Yeah, those are both second armored, so everything's at full strength. 2-to-1 there. Big number. 3. Exchange. That's all right, I guess. We don't have a choice. We can, the opponent picks it, so that'll definitely go on that one. And then they will pick. Ooh, I think they knocked that cadre down, which is what was going to happen anyway if we took an attacker loss. Or knock that airborne down to cadre, I mean. So that's going to come in as cadre E. Make sure we put them on the airborne side this time. Yeah, they're getting kind of, they're going to have to pull back next turn for sure. I don't know if they'll be able to do anything about this either to help them out. Maybe pull one of these guys out and get it up there, perhaps. All right, and then we got this one, which is just a straight 1-to-1. We're going to go ahead and do it. Let's get a big number this time. 5 or 6. 6, there we go. DR. They can attempt to hold. They probably should, because if we advance into there, that's going to cut these guys off. I think they definitely need to do that. Actually, can they? I mean, they can, but can they get a artillery support? I don't think they can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just out of range. I don't think there's any built-in Cherbourg artillery like there is for Khan, so they're on their own with this. They're in a town at least. Well, that's still just other. So they need a 5 or a 6 to cancel the retreat. We need to pick a lead unit. Definitely won't be this -2. I guess we'll do this blue guy here. They need a 5 or 6 to hold. Ooh, they get the 5. It's a -1. They would have preferred an exchange, but so their lead unit has to take a hit. Pretty sure that's a 1-stepper. Yep. They do hold the position. At least allow these guys to extricate themselves a little bit next turn. Alrighty. Not a bad result there. Then we go to reserve movement, reserve combat. Unfortunately, we weren't able to push in at all, so I don't think there's anything really for those guys to do. I guess we could move them down here just to get them closer to the action. Yep, I think that'll be it. So that can come off. So that takes us to the Allied recovery phase. Replacement markers can come off. We didn't have anyone disrupted. Speaking of which, though, no one up there had to retreat, so think we're good. We got this one here and the two over there that retreated. Okay, what was our other replacements right here? And was there another one? Yes, under here. Oh, we also had these guys in reserve. Almost forgot about them. We will do something with them. They get half their movement allowance or tactical movement. So I think it's half rounded up. So they have 4. I mean, we could theoretically move them into here and attack this stack again. However, they're at 6, 7, 8, 9. That wouldn't be wise. I think we just move them in with this unit. Yep. Okay, then that takes us to the supply phase. And up here, everyone's fine. Even here, we're all good still. Around through here. But then we get over here. So this one's fine. He can go here. I mean, he's basically already on a road, and he's only tracing through. Ooh, wait, no. I didn't realize this. Oh, that's right. The unit in the hex negates their EZOC for supply trace, so we're fine. So yeah, even though he has to go through one EZOC here, he's still good. This one, however, these guys, no matter how you slice it, they got to move through 2 EZOCs to get their supply trace back. So, I believe they are going to be marked out of supply. Supply and isolation, page 20. Oh, it can't enter 2. It can be up to 5 hexes in length to a road, and then an unlimited length along the road via road hexes to a supply source. It cannot enter 2 consecutive vacant hexes in EZOC. I thought it was just 2 period, but it looks like it's 2 consecutive. I think we're still, yeah, it's either here, which are consecutive, or here, which is consecutive, here, which is consecutive. This guy does have a ZOC, right? Yeah. That would have been their only saving grace if any of these didn't project a ZOC. I don't believe strat move marker prevents units from projecting a ZOC. I'll just double check that as well. Where it talks about zones of control. Strong points and units with a combat strength of 1 are the only units that do not possess a ZOC. ZOC bonds, negating them. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about strategic movement affecting a unit's Zoc ability. Yeah, TQ ratings, armor ratings, determined defense, and Zocs are unaffected by SM. So yeah, these guys are indeed out of supply. But they're not subject to isolation yet. I'll have to try to rectify that next turn. Alrighty. That then. We got no IPs alone in a hex, no isolation attrition. So we'll go to the end phase. We can conduct any desired airborne withdrawals. We're still not quite there. We've got 2 more 82nd Airborne units that haven't been reduced to cadre, and 1 101st unit that has not been reduced to cadre. So then that just leaves advancing the turn marker. We'll have our second storm turn next. And yeah, I think that's going to do it. So that concludes this episode of Normandy 44. Actually, you know what? Before we go, I said in the last episode that we were going to look at the victory conditions, and I forgot to do that at the beginning of the turn. Let's go ahead and do that now. Campaign game. Campaign game victory. So Allies, if there's no automatic victory, then at the end of the game, the Allies win by scoring 10 victory points. So we get 1 victory point for each town hex and 2 for each city hex that he controls and can trace a line of supply to. Only town and city hexes that are on the German side of the historical front line or within the Cherbourg perimeter count for victory points. The German player scores 1 victory point for each town hex and 2 for each city hex on the Allied side, north of the June 27th historical front line that is in German control, and that the German player can trace a line of supply to a map edge entry hex. Cannot use Cherbourg for that purpose. Scores none for hexes on he controls on his side of the line. So then we basically deduct. So we have to have 10 more victory points worth of towns and cities than the Germans do. So let's see where we're currently at. If the game were to end right now, if this were the position at the end of the game, what would we be looking at? So this red dotted line here is the historical line that they're talking about. Let's start with, I think, what will be the easier thing to find are German-controlled cities or towns that are north of that line. Not seeing any so far. Okay, over here is where they're going to cash in. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 towns, so that's 13 points, plus 3 city hexes of Cherbourg. So that's another 6 points. So they have 19. We currently have, south of that line, or east of it in this case, we haven't moved through that, so that's still theirs. We've got this one, and then this is a city hex here, so that's 3 points. None along here. Actually, I think we do control this. We were the last ones to be there. So that would be 4, 5, 6, and then down here we've got, not in there yet, we got this one though, 7, 8, not there yet, 9, 10, and then we do get to count. Do we have any towns in here that we've gotten yet? Doesn't look like it. So it looks like we're at 10 currently. So we're currently at a deficit of 9. So we have to basically turn that around by 19. But I mean, effectively, if we do manage to cut this off and get maybe some more of these down in here. I mean, we're looking at, just in Cherbourg alone, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I mean, that would take 13 away from them and give us 13. So we really just need 10 of it. So if we can get, even just manage to cut off, just take the rest of what's in Cherbourg and these 2 little towns up here, I think that would do it. But we shall see. All right, with that, we'll wrap up the episode. Thanks everyone for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.